always love hip-hop. Keep it flowing like a river, so I drip drop. Verses and bars, we eating dinner with the stars. Excuse me while I float away, my brain is on Mars. Cause it's the Big Kids Podcast with Chris Williams. Sit back, relax, like your spliff, we in the building.
Yo, 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 this is Chris Williams, and welcome back to the Big Kids Podcast. Thank you for joining me yet again, another week. We're back at it. Fucking hey, guys, I've had a hell of a couple days, huh? First of all, I don't know, it was either like Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I left the window like pretty much wide fucking open to my room. Because it's that weird period where your room is still fucking hot, but it's cold outside, and you don't really want to put the AC on. And I like my shit cold. You know, I like to sleep about 65 to 67 is what I want my sleeping temperature to be at. So I leave the window open, and I wake up the next morning, and I got you know when you feel like you're getting sick, but you're trying to deny it. You're like, fuck it, if I just don't give into it, maybe I won't actually become sick. So, that's where I was the other day. Again, I don't even remember, was it Thursday? I want to say it had to be Thursday. So, Wednesday night going into Thursday. And so I'm like, nah, I ain't sick. You know, throat's not, you know that when your throat is sore shit and it feels like you're swallowing pins. It wasn't that, but it felt a little funky. You know, my fucking eyes felt a little funky. My head felt a little funky. But I'm like, I'll just shake it off. I'll be all good. I should have known that I really fucked up when the dogs, the puppies, I call them puppies. Well, I guess they're still pups. They were cold. Like, they were like huddled up together, like cold, looking extra cold. Caesar was cold. My ass was just cocooned in a fucking in a blanket. So like, yeah, my nose and shit was cold, but I was all right until I unraveled. But once the days started to play out, you know, Thursday went into Friday. Friday I felt all right. You know, still a little, but I felt all right. Saturday though. Saturday was rough. My knee hurt. I thought I had arthritis. My back hurt. My shoulder hurt. I wasn't sneezing or coughing or at that point had a runny nose or anything. I was just super fucking fatigued and sore, and it was super fucking weird. So I ended up going to sleep dumb early Saturday. I woke up Sunday morning, and you know when you can't breathe through your nose, so like all night you're breathing through your mouth, and then you got that your fucking lips are extra fucked up and caked up with sleep because you couldn't breathe through your nose throughout the night. Well, that's where I was at Sunday morning, but the achiness was not really there as much. It was gone for the time being. So I get up, I start moving around, and here it comes. I could feel it. You know, shit's coming in waves. It's hitting me for a couple minutes. It's playing it cool. It's hitting me for a couple minutes. It's playing it cool. And it's literally, it's not sneezing. It's not fucking coughing. It's none of that. It's literally like my body hurts. My right knee felt like I had fucking arthritis. It had me really thinking about decisions that I've made in my life, lifting weights and doing shit like that. I'm like, yo, is it coming back to bite me in the ass? Like, am I gonna need a knee replacement? Am I gonna need procedures? That I'm fucking hurt right now. So I ended up taking a fucking nap. I woke up, I felt better. I still wasn't quite 100%, but I felt better. And then I rinsed and repeated this cycle for pretty much all of Sunday. Good thing I did wake up early, so I was able to catch the games and all that. But I was super fucked up. Super. I don't wish that shit upon anybody. And I don't know what happened, or is it the change of the weather, or was it really the fact that I left the window open the way that I did? But I was fucked up for a couple of days. And you know when you're fucked up for a couple of days and you're not somebody that that doesn't do shit, when you're somebody that's always in fucking motion, always doing something, always working towards something, then when you don't get to do this, when you feel better, you're completely fucking backed up from your typical schedule. You know, so I had to fucking rush. I had to get back on the fucking wagon. I had to get things going. And the fucked up thing about all of this, well, I don't know if fucked up. I guess it's a priorities thing. But during this process, starting last Monday or Tuesday, I started to collect Pokemon cards again. It's been 20 fucking years, maybe more. 20, 21, 22 years since I've collected a Pokemon card. But I decided that I was going to start collecting Pokemon cards after going down a YouTube rabbit hole of watching other people, you know, open up Pokemon cards and look like they're having a good fucking time doing it, seeing some cool fucking ones. I know some of them aren't worth shit, but they're still cool. I don't know. Some people like shiny wheels and rims. I like fucking shiny cards. So during this whole entire time of me being fucked up, I'm still very able to hold it together long enough to shoot a video that I'm eventually going to edit and put up hopefully this week. I got all the video shot. I just got to fucking format it and put it in the correct order, and I'm gonna put that up on the YouTube page this upcoming week. But during that time, for whatever reason, I could hold it together enough to get that done, but as soon as I was done, I'd feel like shit. So it was a bit of a fucking roller coaster. But I do have some pretty dope fucking Pokemon cards now. Now I am ashamed of how much I probably spent over the past week and a half on them, but I think every, you know, two or 3 years or so, I'm due to spend a little bit of money on some dumb shit. Again, I ain't break the fucking bank. It's not like I will be missing bills and shit this month over it, but it's just not usually my thing to spend money that way. But I was like, fuck it, I want it. I want one of those big ass binders that I used to have back in the day. Yesterday, my Charmander / Charizard fucking binder came in, and that'll be the last time I refer to it as Charizard, because I keep hoping and fucking praying that in one of these fucking many packs of Pokemon cards that I've bought, that I'll get a fucking Charizard at some point. Right? So I keep saying, oh, Charizard. We're gonna save the pack that has the Charizard on it for last. We're done giving it a name. Charizard from now on is the Pokemon that mustn't be named. We mustn't say his name until I get one. So we're keeping that out of my vocabulary until I can fucking get one. That's the last time I'm saying it. I have been very tempted, because they do have sites where you can go on and buy cards and shit. And a lot of these cards, there's so many different editions of them nowadays. It's not like back in the day when I was doing it, when it was Generation 1, Generation 2 Pokemon, where there was only 1 or 2 of each one. There's like fucking 18 of each different card now. And all I want is one. I don't even care. It don't even gotta be the most expensive one. I just want one, so I can say, okay, this is my first one when I restarted the hobby again. So I'm very much in the hunt for one. I've been very close to just buying one, but that's no fun. I want to pull one from a pack. I want to be excited. I want the audience to see how excited, or hear how excited I am to pull one. But I don't know. At some point, I might cave. I might cave. I definitely want. And I think I'm gonna have to buy this one, because I don't even think that it's in circulation anymore. Is I want the original Mewtwo card where he looked like a crackhead. That I want that one. There's a couple of the other original ones where they've done like re-releases of the original cards. So I don't know, I might have to dabble a little bit, but again, I'm setting a fucking price limit for myself to go on these sites and buy cards if that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna go broke fucking buying Pokemon cards. Y'all can kiss my ass. And I'm sure there are plenty of people that spend more money than I spend on Pokemon cards, and more power to you. I hope you got some good shit, because I've spent a lot of money thinking that the more money I spent, the more good shit I was going to get, and that's not necessarily true. There's been times where I've went into GameStop and spent $15 over the past couple weeks instead of $60, $80, something like that, and my $15 haul brought in more than my fucking $80 haul. So I'm learning there is a method, there are ways to go about doing this, and I'm just in the process of learning. Like you see all these different trainer decks, trainer boxes, tins, this, that, and the third, and you think, okay, well, maybe if I buy a wide variety, I'll get better cards. No. They set it up so you have to buy 2, 3, 4 of the same product, and hopefully within that 2, 3, 4 purchases, or items, I should say, you'll eventually get something that's good. So I'm learning, and this is fucking the God's honest truth. The more of one thing that you buy, the chances of you getting some good shit very much increases. So instead of buying, they do the single packs. Instead of buying 3 different brands of the single packs, you buy the same pack 3 times. And the chances of you getting something, I don't know, I don't have a percentage for you, but it's definitely higher. So that's the method. I did have to spend some money to learn that, but like anything that I've ever claimed to be a hobby, there is always a spending curve. There's always a point in time where you're going to be spending more money than you probably would normally have to if you knew what the fuck you were doing. So I think that is why hobbies can be expensive. I think that's why a lot of people honestly don't have fucking hobbies. They just kind of float and exist and just do whatever. But if you're like a hobby and collecting collectibles is one of your hobbies, you're probably going to run into some unnecessary funds spent. And I think that that's okay, but don't put yourself in a tough fucking spot. Because this whole entire time, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna slow down how often I do it. I want to make it like maybe a bi-weekly thing or a monthly thing where I'm doing pack openings. But I think everybody needs to know their limits. This is something. Excuse me. Let me take a drink. I got that. I was sick for a couple days. Voice. But I think everybody has their limits, and if you don't have an honest conversation with yourself about these limits, you could do some fucking damage. You could miss meals. Listen, guys, I have serious, like, when it comes to shit like that, like Pokemon cards, having shit in order, I have like wicked bad fucking OCD about it. Like, I need them in order, I need them a certain way. So over the past couple of days, I have spent absurd amounts of time organizing Pokemon cards in one binder and another binder. Okay, well, I see that I did this way, but this way is going to be better. I'm building a system for myself, and it has taken hours. All my free time. I didn't. There was a couple days where I didn't fucking eat until like late in the day because I was fucking worried about it. So I know that wasn't helping my situation either. Yeah, it's been fucking wild. It's been wild. This is very reminiscent of when I started collecting Funko Pops. And while it can be cheaper, it can also be just as expensive, if not more expensive, if I let it go unchecked. So as of right now, I'm happy with the haul that I got. I'm gonna take a fucking break. Everything that I ordered when I initially started this hobby the other week has come in the mail. So, I'm just gonna cool for a little bit. What's today? Today, it's the beginning of the month. It's October 5th. So, maybe towards the end of the month, maybe as a Halloween theme or something along those lines, I will get back to opening some packs. But at least for the next couple weeks, I'm just going to worry about uploading the stuff that I already have. I have mad time where I am going to have to cut it up into 4, 5, 6 different segments and videos and release them at different times, because I've done so many pack openings over the past 10 days. It's been ridiculous. So there's plenty of material. I have plenty of cards to share with you guys, and honestly, I hope I inspire you. I hope I inspire you to go out and do something from when you were younger that made you happy. You know, something that people started to make fun of you for, so you stopped doing it, but you deep down, you really still love doing it, or you would still love to do it, and give it a fucking whirl. That is why I named this podcast The Big Kids Podcast. It's because at the end of the day, guys, we take ourselves absolutely way too serious, and we care about what other people think of way too much, when at the end of the day, we are who we are. We all got a lot of little kid in us. You know, we all got that same, who you were as a teenager. Deep down, that's still there somewhere. You know, so stop taking yourself so serious. Your shit stinks just like everyone else's. You wake up in the morning with hot ass breath just like everyone else does. You know, stop taking yourself so serious. At the end of the day, we're just a bunch of big ass kids. The people that you grew up with still can see traits in you from when you were fucking 12, 13, 14, 17 years old. You know, those didn't go anywhere. Stop trying to act hard because you're fucking 30, 40, 50 now. At the end of the day, you're just a big ass kid that wants the same thing that everybody else wants. Have fun, enjoy your fucking time, get some ass here and there when you can, eat some junk food when you can, have a fat ass burger or whatever the case may be when you can. Ain't nothing really changed except the responsibilities of paying bills, making sure your mortgage is paid, making sure your kids are taken care of, and then even when you have kids, you catch yourself playing with their toys, playing with the new technology and shit that's hip for them. So that is why this podcast is the Big Kids Podcast. That's why after 20 years of feeling shamed because I liked anime, because I liked fucking Pokemon cards, because I liked Digimon, because I liked all that shit, but that wasn't cool, so I had to put that away. I had to put that shit aside. Who the fuck cares? No one can tell me nothing anymore. If I like something, I fucking like it. Me collecting Pokemon cards, crack jokes all you want, motherfucker. Because I know what? Deep down, if you're the same age as me, there's a good chance you wish you could bring yourself to collecting some Pokemon cards too. There's a very good chance that if it's not Pokemon cards, it's something else that you're like, you know what, man? This motherfucker is willing to do it. He doesn't care what people say. He doesn't care what people think. He's just gonna fucking do it. And that's the truth. Why the fuck not? Life is absolutely, positively way too short to not partake in activities and hobbies and spend your time the way that you want to, especially when it's not causing any harm to anybody else. Kiss my ass. You know, kiss my ass. I'm talking to my dad yesterday about it, like, yeah, I'm getting off of work. It's fucking 6 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to get my nerd on for the rest of the day and organize my Pokemon cards. And he was like, hey, nothing wrong with that. But when I was 16, 17, he wouldn't have said that shit. He's saying that now because I pay my bills, I own my own fucking house. All right, my bad. I rent from the bank. I rent my house from the bank, rent to own, and everything's taken care of. So if I feel like spending my time doing that, which again, spent absolutely way too much time yesterday. I was here for I got home 6 o'clock. I sat down 6:30, 6:45, somewhere in between there, and I was here for 6 fucking hours. Organizing Pokemon cards, putting them in order, putting them in specific ways that I want. And it was a fucking day. It was a fucking day. But again, that's how I choose to spend my time. I'm not asking anybody for money. I'm not asking anybody to help pay my fucking bills. Goddamn fruit flies. Sorry. For a person who comes out here and says fuck what anybody thinks, I just went on a whole fucking soliloquy justifying why I decided to collect Pokemon cards, why I think it's a good thing. But I guess that's the point of this podcast, right? So Wednesday's usually my day off, and I'm really truly thinking that I need to once again reorganize how I do things for this podcast, how I'm doing things for the other podcasts, because my Wednesdays cannot be like this. My Wednesdays cannot be like this, especially not when I have to work way more than I have in the past couple years. You know, when you have a couple clients now, shit isn't as sweet. You don't get to just move how you fucking want to all the goddamn time. Your time's a little more spoken for, a little more structured. So doing this podcast on Wednesday to release it Thursday might not be the move anymore. I might have to do it on Tuesday. I might have to do it on Monday. I'm definitely gonna have to rearrange how I do this, because I do this one first, and then I do the one with Duff at night, High Sports with C. Willie and Duff. Link in the description. But I can't do two podcasts in one fucking day on top of everything else that I'm doing within the day, because like I said, it's my day off, but it's not a day off. I'm trying to get shit done. Now, trying to get shit done on top of recording this podcast, editing this podcast, posting this podcast. Now, doing the same thing for a second podcast, this isn't gonna work for me. This isn't gonna fucking work for me. Not any longer. I've been doing it like this for 3 weeks, a month now. Can't do it no more. Gotta really think of how I'm gonna do this. And the plan was for last night for me to record the podcast, so I wouldn't have to be doing it right now, and I could just kind of roll into the podcast tonight. But that didn't happen because of the fucking Pokemon cards going until 12:30. And then once 12:30 came around, I did not feel like recording the podcast. I was fucking exhausted. I wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to be able to wake up. And the plan today was to wake up in the morning, go pick up dog shit, mow the lawn one last time for the before the winter. I woke up this morning, did not want to pick up dog shit, did not want to mow the lawn. So instead of all that, I decided to clean the fucking house. You know, it's still probably more work than picking up the dog shit and mowing, but the house is fucking clean now. The bathroom's clean. My laundry's put away. Everything's in fucking order, and this podcast is pretty much halfway done. So, you know, while I did still have a productive day, it sucks that now it's podcast time, edit podcast, post podcast, eat something, do a podcast again, and then fucking go to sleep. You know, I did not get to enjoy my day off at all. I have not played a fucking video game in days, which is honestly probably fucking good, because I was getting kind of fed up with them. Nothing really was quenching my thirst. Nothing sounded too appealing. I have video games on top of video games on top of video games, and I think that's part of the problem as well. It's sometimes it's hard to make up your mind on what you want to play, but you know, I think distance makes the heart grow fonder. So a few days without not without Pokemon, because I've had plenty of Pokemon, without video games has done me well. Now, in my pursuit of Pokemon cards, I've also learned that Best Buy has PlayStation 5s. And they're getting them on a bi-weekly basis, but they're not really promoting them. They're keeping them in the back. So I don't know. I kind of fucking want one, but there's not any real games out that I'm like dying to get that aren't on the PlayStation 4, that look completely different, play completely different on the PlayStation 4 from the PlayStation 5. So I still don't fucking know. I could go get one, but it's, you know, like it's like if Grand Theft Auto 6 was out and it was only on PlayStation 5, I would be like, okay, I gotta get it. I gotta get that. If Madden was that much different from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, I'd be like, yeah, I gotta get that. I'm still holding strong on Madden. I'm not getting the fucker until it goes on sale. But yeah, so just a little update if you are looking. The PlayStations, the Xboxes, Best Buy has them. You just have to ask. And that's another crazy ass thing that I got to bring up real quick before I switch topics, is how Pokemon cards are sold in a lot of these stores. They're like in the back. They're not even like, they don't even tell you that they're there. There's like no promotion of it. They're like in the back warehouse and you have to ask. And this is how it was at fucking Best Buy, is behind some shit at Walmart, at GameStop is right next to the cashier's fucking station, meaning a bunch of motherfuckers are just running around stealing Pokemon cards. I do not remember that. I remember going into Kmart and them shits were front and center. I remember going into Walmart and them shits would be front and center. I do not remember fucking thieves creating a problem where I can't even like get a good look at what you have. I have to kind of tell you what I want and see if you have it. You know, you completely fucked up the browsing aspect of this for us. You completely fucked it up. You thieves, you fucking lowlives. You need to be fucking ashamed of yourself. A pack of Pokemon cards is $4.00. If you can't do that, yo man, figure it the fuck out. But stop ruining it for everyone else. I would like to look at the packs. I would like to look at the back of the pack and be like, you know what? I'm not going to get that. And there not be a fucking problem. There not be the stigma that this motherfucker might steal this pack, so we have to keep our eyes on him. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Alright guys, I want to get to a couple other things because I am trying to stick and move, and I would like this podcast to be under 50 minutes long because I do have to do editing and shit like that. It's going to take a little bit to upload and export and all that other bullshit. Let me see what else we had to talk about today. Okay, I know. So, I'm sure you guys have seen the absolute devastation that Hurricane Ian has had on Florida and certain parts of the East Coast. And I'm on Instagram, you know, getting my disaster porn on, you know, seeing if I can, or going on there to see if I can see some fucked up things that are happening. That's why I went on there, if I'm being honest. But in my search for looking for fucked up things, I saw a whole bunch of asses. I saw a whole bunch of dumb-ass pranks. I saw a whole bunch of things that had absolutely, positively nothing to do with Hurricane Ian, with hashtag Hurricane Ian. Now, is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing, and we're just going to allow people that we know to do this and not say anything about it? So now we're using tragedy and death and people's lives being absolutely fucked so people can watch you pop your ass, so people can watch you act a fool in Walmart. Come on, we got to fucking do better. Stop clout chasing. And nobody's gonna put a fucking end to it besides us, the viewers. Stop fucking clicking on it. And guys, I'm not even talking about me scrolling through clicking on shit. I type in Hurricane Ian, and this is what pops up in the fucking search bar. I'm not even clicking on it and watching it. You could tell what the fuck the video is before you go into it. So you women trying to sell yourself, your videos and shit like that on the internet, why do you need to piggyback off of a fucking tragedy to do so? If you popping your ass and showing your titties ain't good enough, I don't think hashtag Hurricane Ian is gonna do that for you. Now I get that's gonna bring more eyes, more attention to it, but do we not have standards? Where's the bar? Where the fuck is the bar? And we don't even give a fuck anymore. We're just going to do whatever it takes to get the views. It doesn't matter if we know the shit is wrong. It doesn't matter if we know our family members would be fucking disappointed in us if they saw that we put that up here. It doesn't matter anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. We are shameless. Shameless America. Shameless world. This is fucking insane. People want their 15 minutes of fame so fucking bad that they will do whatever. Whatever. And at what point do we get tired of it? At what point do we get tired and stop making excuses for people clout chasing? At what point are people like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and their cabal of fucked up Doja soldiers, at what point do we what's the word I'm looking for? At what point do we put them in timeout permanently? At what point do we ostracize them and make them feel like what the things that they do and say are not acceptable, and if you say those things, you're going to be shunned? At what point? At what point are all the rich and famous musicians, producers gonna say, you know what, enough is enough with Kanye, man? How come every time I go somewhere I'm fucking asked about you, and then I gotta try to fucking spin it so it kind of sounds good, so it kind of sounds like you're some fucking genius and other people just don't understand you, and at what point is it not everybody else's job to explain your fucking actions? I'm telling you right the fuck now, I am not going that hard for anybody. I'm not standing up that much for fucking anybody. At one point, this man went into a newsroom and said that slavery was a choice, and countless black people, musicians, fucking fashion designers, music producers had excuses for why he said that. Oh, well, he was trying to say this. Oh, well, it actually wasn't that bad about that. Fuck out of here, man. This man is chasing clout, and you guys keep giving it to him. His fucking new shoes look like they look like disformed Crocs. His clothing line, doo-doo. But you guys, because for whatever reason, that's what's hot in the streets, you motherfuckers will pay an arm and a leg for it. You'll give up your paycheck for some Kanye shit. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And these people know exactly what they're fucking doing. I truly, honestly don't believe Kanye's that motherfucking smart, but I know he knows how to play off of people's emotions. He knows how to do that. And speaking of playing off of people's fucking emotions, what the fuck is with these journalists? And again, I could just be noticing that because I'm getting older and I have nothing else to fucking worry about. But what is with these journalists, like, holding on to stories that have implications on our national security so they could put it in their book? Now, Maggie Haberman does this shit like 2-3 times a year, where she'll like let some fucked up shit about Trump out into the open, but it has to be in a book so she can make some fucking money off of it. That's like, is that okay? Shouldn't that shit be against the fucking law? Journalism is the only profession that's protected under the Constitution. There's no other profession that's protected under the Constitution. Has its own fucking amendment. And they just get to hold on to information. They get to keep information from the public so they can benefit from it, so they can make money off of it. They all do this. They all do this. Who the fuck? One sec. Bob Woodward. Now, you guys might fucking know him because he came out with that Donald Trump fear book. But during the pandemic, at the very beginning of the pandemic, Donald Trump had a talk with him. The audio is there for everybody to fucking hear. And Donald is telling him how bad COVID actually is. Now, Bob decided to wait 8 months, 10 months before his book was going to be released to start telling people, oh shit, look, Donald Trump actually did think that this was bad. He waited months until his book was about to release that information. Guys, how is that okay? How is that acceptable? How do we keep giving them, oh, you're such a great journalist. We keep giving them their flowers, their praise. You're such a great fucking journalist. Thank you for your service. But meanwhile, they're fucking pocketing millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. I did not know that being a journalist was about becoming a fucking millionaire. I did not know that was the fucking end game for being a journalist. But clearly it is. It's a very lucrative business if you get in the right fucking sphere of people. And there's no accountability. There is no accountability. How? How do you get to wait months, years, until the right moment, until you think that this bit of information is going to make me the most money that it could possibly make me? Now I'm going to release it. That's not right. That's not fair. And there needs to be some sort of accountability standard for journalism in terms of holding on to information that could fucking make or break a lot of fucking things. You know, Bob Woodward, I guarantee if that motherfucker was to release that audio back when it originally happened, a lot of people would be looking at coronavirus and the pandemic a lot fucking differently. But this motherfucker waited until his book was about to release, and then a couple days before, now we hear about it. That's fucking sickening. That's not right. Don't tell me how fucking moral of a person you are, how unbiased of a person you are, because at the end of the day, we know it's about you. It ain't about everybody else. It's about you. You want to sell books, so you're going to hold on to information. Nate, give me another reason why somebody would go 5, 6, 7, 8 months, 5, 6 years without releasing that information, knowing that they got a book in the works. What other reason would you have? What other reason would Maggie Haberman have? And honestly, shame on Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. But when Donald Trump assumes that your staffers are the help, are waiters and butlers and shit like that, and asking them to go get food and drinks and shit for everybody, and you don't tell people about that, but then when he goes up there and tries to say, oh, I'm not racist. Oh, but you thought all these motherfuckers in suits were here to help you. We're here to serve you. Like, how is that, like, little bits of information like that not out in the public for us all to hear? Because you clearly don't give a fuck about those staffers, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because you sure as hell didn't stand up for them. And if you stood up for them in private, why couldn't you do it in fucking public? Why couldn't you bring that to the fucking table when you're getting into Trump's ass about the things that he's done wrong? Why? Because it's gonna murky the water? Or why? Because maybe that is how you also fucking feel? If we're being honest, it's insane. It's insane what people will do because they're greedy. It's insane what people will do because they don't want a fucking problem, even though they're portraying themselves as people that solve problems. You know, I at the end of the day, I have to think you don't want to say anything because you don't want people digging your shit up. How you've treated black staffers and black aides in the past. I have a feeling you don't want that shit to come up. And that's why you're shutting the fuck up about it. But yeah, whatever. Fuck me. Fuck me. Oh man, should I play this? I know I kind of skipped over where we would put this video. But should we do last week in the Republican Party like we've been doing the past couple weeks? We'll just put it at the end, kind of as the outro. Yeah, fuck it, let's do that. I'm done ranting for the day. I'm done raving for the day. I got to get this uploaded so I can start working on the second podcast and hopefully maintain a little sanity throughout the day. So yeah, guys, I'm going to play Last Week in the Republican Party for you guys by the Lincoln Project, and I'm getting the fuck up out of here. So with that said, I want you to be safe, be easy, and wash your ass. Make sure you tune in to High Sports. Link down in the description. I'm out of here. Peace.
I wanted to apologize to humanity for voting for the Antichrist Obama.
The sovereign hand of God is upon Donald Trump.
I don't know much about crack, but it seems like a lot of crack.
Both President Trump and President Nixon were kicked out of office for doing exactly nothing wrong.
You don't have anything to apologize for. We all make mistakes in our life.
The word cult is a cop-out for people that are happy.
There is a group of world leaders who are a cult, and they're a satanic cult, and they're pedophiles, and they traffic children, they traffic people, they steal blood, they do sacrifices. That is not a conspiracy theory.
It seems like a real lot of crack, certainly for one or two people, but probably for a whole large group of people.
I would like to thank a great woman named Ginny Thomas.
The Biden administration is responsible, either directly or through proxies, for the destruction of the Nord Stream pipelines.
We are going to push the broken windows policing that Rudy Giuliani pushed in the early 90s that turned New York City around.
Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings.
Women are dumber than men. Women should be subservient to men. Women have no place in male activities.
The deep state, they have weather manipulation technology. They have DARPA. They know how to manipulate and create big storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, and these huge hurricanes always seem to target red states.
The FBI works with the Democrat Party to carry out mass shooting false flags so that they can actually push for gun control.
Why not abolish the VA?
The real person that must be held accountable for January 6th is the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Merrick Garland has done more damage to the credibility of the Justice Department and the FBI than any Attorney General in history. You know, I've got a new book that's coming out in 2 weeks.